be heard. The nightlife lost life without me. Both feds in the state wanna see by me. The whole city got pissed, heard he got 3. That other rapper got it, but shouted he not out. Who set the city on fire soon as he got free? The king back now, don't even know how to act now. Hit the club, get before I sat down. Still ballin', money stacked tall in shack now. Still push a button to let the roof on the lack down. I'm on the road doing shows, put my Mac down. Mississippi to Philly, Albuquerque to Chat Town. I got the crowd yelling, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. All my hot girls yelling, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. All the dope boys yelling, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Front to back, they yelling, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. To get with other southern rapper hooded than this. I got rich and I'm still in a hooligan clique. You be rapping by, I'm moving the bricks. You talk about, now we're doing it, bricks. If you in the face, you gon' be suing me quick. If I catch another case, I know it truly be missed. So I'ma keep a cool head, stay out of the news headlines, and show these other rappers it's bedtime. It's clear to see that I'm ahead of my time. I copy chromed out, hard top career to shine. I got some time, they ain't I get better with time. Who got a flow in a live show better than mine? I got a packed house yelling, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. All my hot girls yelling, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. All the dope boys yelling, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Front to back, they yelling, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. You wanna beef with the king? What is you gon' do when you show up on the scene with a 2 drew on you and your friend and play a little 2 on 2? If you do half of what I do, you'll be hitting the deck. I got it.
Oh, wow, snap. He was like a superhero on that run.
This ain't the squad or sucker the test pimp, but too large and we way too fresh. Work well with and quick to check a lane like a game of chess. You wanna be better, bring your best, cause we be standing in your front yard yelling, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. All my hot girls yelling, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. All the dope boys yelling, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Front to back, they yelling, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Oh, front yard yelling, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. All my hot girls yelling, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. All the dope boys yelling, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Front to back, they yelling, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Oh.
It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we are at Highmark Stadium in upstate New York. And we are underway in Buffalo. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, kind of a costly one, as he won't make it back to the 20. First carry for Christian McCaffrey. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down.
Nice chunky yards on first down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on second. You go right back to him and hope he explodes, or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
Back to throw, Purdy. He'll get this out wide here to McCaffrey. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Out of the gun, Purdy. That's caught. It's McCaffrey again. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. So he stopped for no gain, and it'll be second down. Throwing here, Purdy. And looking for Kittle, but it's intercepted. Rasul Douglas picks it. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20.
Well, short of them returning it for a pick six, that was about the worst start you could ask for in this one because your advantage of getting the ball first is gone, and they're set up a short distance from your end zone. Now you're counting on your defense to prevent a touchdown, and your offense, you better be ready to come out swinging on the next series.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
Now 2nd and 9. Throwing now is Allen. That is caught. Kincaid with it. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. A solid pickup at 13 sets him up 1st and goal. Here's Allen to throw it. And caught by Cooper for a Bills touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown catch. And the Bills take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Purdy's throw pulled in by Kittle. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 46. Purdy's throw there taken in by Kittle. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31. So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. And this is going to be incomplete.
That one was tipped up in the air and fortunately fell away for the defense because if the offense is able to grab that one, that's a short little jaunt into the end zone because there's not enough reaction time off of a tip ball for the defense to rally and make a tackle.
And this is going to be intercepted. And the Bills are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. So after the INT, it's Allen. Wide open, Amari Cooper. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Cook up the gut. And now off to the races down the right side. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. A big play there out of Cook. 44 yards. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now in Buffalo. It's the Bills in control of the football. Cook as they go to work on a 1st and goal. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Cook is in. Touchdown, Bills. Well, nothing fancy there, Charles. You had 3 tight ends on the field. They were going to run the football. The defense knew it, but the defense couldn't stop them.
And I haven't met an offensive line yet that doesn't get more satisfaction out of running the football into the end zone than pass protecting. They had determination on their side, and they got it done.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. This will be returned from deep in the end zone. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd and 6. Now Purdy. That's complete. It's Brandon Ayuk. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. Purdy looking to throw. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Teron Johnson able to pick it. And they will finally get him down as he's all the way to the 36-yard line. Well, I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you've thrown this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
On play action, Allen. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. And the Niners are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. So that potentially an important takeaway here in this second quarter.
Because what it does is give their offense a chance to put a drive together. They've got nothing on the scoreboard so far, so you have to think that they need something before the break. And now they have an opportunity.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Here's Purdy. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Taylor Rapp with a pick. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. Well, CD, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. We have 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. James Cook with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Bills are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that makes the score 21-0. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now... And my goodness, another interception. And he is going to score. It's a pick six.
tell you how to get rich quick. 20 a month and I can show you how the other half lives. Yeah, I can take you out of this. Get on your grind and take the dive. Can you riddle me this? If a house is just a loan, why not double your chips? Look up a property in your city, then buy it and flip. You just copped yourself a brand new whip. You poor thing, I know you wanna live just like this.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay. Now the kicker, Brandon McManus, about ready to get us started. And off we go from Lambeau. From his end zone, here's Darius Davis. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. On the run, this is J.K. Dobbins. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Herbert setting up to throw on 1st down. Again, that's Hurst. So the completion good for just 3. And it's 2nd down. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. That's caught over the middle by Hurst. And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 43. Herbert going to change the play here. On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
They set up the screen for Dobbins. And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 22-yard line. Here's Herbert. Targeting Dobbins again, and he's got it again. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Herbert. That is caught. Touchdown, Chargers. J.K. Dobbins, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Chargers have taken the early lead on the road here at Lambeau. Well, forget about the weapons out wide. He knows he's got another weapon in the backfield of the passing game, Charles, and he utilized him perfectly on that play.
And the offense coordinator showed me something on that play, Brandon, because so often during a game, our cameras find them looking down at their play sheets, and you wonder if they're absorbing anything. He had something specific in mind, and he went to it, and it worked well.
And the returner down to a knee, and this will come out to the 30-yard line. Love going to break the huddle, lead the Packers up here 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
And only able to get 2 here, stopped at the 30. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. On 3rd down, here comes Jacobs. Call it a pickup of 3, and also now likely a punt on their opening drive. An ideal start defensively. They already have the touchdown. Now they get the stop.
Just like they drew it up on the chalkboard. Does that sound dated? Right? Am I out of touch a little bit?
It's all right.
All right, grease board, heck, computer, exactly what you want, though. Score on your first drive, stop them on the first drive defensively.
And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he'll be taken down here as it will take us to the end of the first quarter. 1 quarter down, 8-0 the score. This 2nd and 4.
Hey, full period.
Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And he's got the first down, yardage before being taken down at midfield. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big 3rd down pickup to keep their drive alive.
Once again, it's Jacobs. And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. To throw now. Here's Love. This complete to the tight end, Tucker Kraft. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. The ball on the 32. It's 2nd and 2. Jacobs going to try the middle. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 41 yards rushing so far, and this is just their first possession. They've got a new set of downs here.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
On 1st down, they go with Jacobs again. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. 8-0 our score with 2 minutes left in the 2nd quarter. Here's a 2nd and 5. They will run the draw with Jacobs, and they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a 1st down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
Switching things up, they'll throw it now with Jordan Love. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. And the Chargers are going to take over here on the INT at their own 5-yard line.
Partner, there's no other way you could describe it because that was absolutely just gut-wrenching for that offense. They were right on the precipice. Points were available. All they had to do was just fall forward, and they were going to put them up on the board. Instead, a long drive ends in heartbreak and a melancholy trip back to the drawing board. I like it when I go a little bit lyrical for you.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Now it's Herbert. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
The quarterback got away with one there. Looked like he was in line for a pick, but instead it's knocked harmlessly to the turf.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Justin Herbert looking to pass. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will step out of bounds all the way down inside the 40. A big play there for L.A. And even 50 yards.
Able to hit on a big play right there in the 2-minute drill. And now they've got a chance to use all the remaining clock and build on their lead right before halftime.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Herbert now. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. The first down screen pass, good for 5. 2nd and 5. A shotgun snap for Herbert. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Again, Herbert. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. Back to throw here, Herbert. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Now, perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Three tight ends up front here. 3rd and goal. Dobbins diving for the end zone, and he'll get there. Touchdown. Well, he finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL, a complete back. 3 down, stay on the field, run it, and catch it. And he gets it done.
Herbert and the Chargers staying put. They'll line up and go for 2. They'll try and throw for it. And they're going to get it. That one's caught. And now the lead moves to 16-0. So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away. Nixon now from his end zone. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Final play of the half, Love. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. The Packers set to get the football first, and they are trailing on the scoreboard as we resume action, ready for the 3rd quarter. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Well, the first half, they struggled a little bit to keep pace offensively, CD, down 2 scores here. So how do they make some changes coming out of the locker room?
Well, they've studied what they did in the first half. They've seen what the defense is throwing at them. Now they want to have a plan of attack against it. So you come out, you're not going to get all the points back on one drive, but get started on it. Start chopping into that lead, and maybe it'll inspire your defense to help out as well.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down.
At this point in the game and the situation they're in, partner, these incompletions that we're seeing, they need to turn into positive snaps, and soon.
Second and 10.
43. Check, man.
They'll run right here with Jacobs. And he'll be close to a first down at the Chargers' 42. 65 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Love now. He's got the hook up with Dobbs. Touchdown, Packers. Romeo Dobbs, 37 yards. And the Packers are able to cut into that deficit. Matt LaFleur, he tells the offense, stay out there, go for 2. Love throwing for it. And this is going to be caught, so they do get it. And the 2 points, now they're back down to a 1-score deficit. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. He will return this from deep in the end zone and makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that that momentum stays in your camp.
Now Herbert going to change the look. Not liking the look, they'll change the play. On first down, it's Herbert. Short throw to Disley. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll run up the gut with Dobbins. Now he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1. They'll go again with Dobbins. And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. Herbert operating from the red zone. Throwing the out route and complete. It's Palmer. Touchdown! Josh Palmer, an 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Chargers will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third. Herbert and the Chargers staying put. They'll line up and go for two. They'll look to throw. And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more. So after the touchdown, here's Dicker out to kick this one off. Nixon now from his end zone. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's 2nd and 3.
10 cycles.
Counter play with Jacobs. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The Packers on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Here's a handoff to Jacobs. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3. They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. On the handoff, this is Jacobs. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
Brandon, unfortunately, I've been here before. They've had 2 opportunities to stop them, so this is demoralizing. They haven't gotten it done. Now you're calling all your blitzes, all your attack defenses, but you're not worried about playing your normal position. You're going to take chances now.
Well, you said it. 2 third down opportunities to get off the field. Couldn't do it, and the clock continues to roll. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
Eluding the pressure right. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Christian Fulton. And the Chargers will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. I know it appeared he was saying, hey, get me the football, I'm open, but I don't know if that's a pass that he should have thrown there.
Well, I don't think we've ever met a wide receiver that doesn't think he is open or is about to be open.
True.
So when you throw your hand up in the air and tell your quarterback, hey, I'm available, he's trusting that you are. In this case, he was not, and it turned into disaster for them.
And a lane slow and materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep two eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting two hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit, even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
And this pass broken up. The contact well-timed there, and now fourth down.
Oh, I thought he had that one, and that was nearly a big third down conversion to give this drive some life. Instead, they're on the spot and help separate the receiver from the ball.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on fourth. They snap it to Herbert. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's got a first down as he's going to be taken down. But a very nice pickup there just in front of the 2-minute warning. Herbert throwing again. And that'll be complete to Dobbins. He's got room at the 30. Down the sideline he goes. Touchdown, L.A. J.K. Dobbins, 40 yards. And the Chargers have pretty well put it away here in the fourth quarter. Well, he had the rushing touchdown earlier. Now he has one of the receiving variety.
Not a bad way to go, right? That's showing versatility. That's also showing balance. I think he'd like to add to either total as this game moves on.
Herbert and the Chargers staying put. They'll line up and go for two. Again, he'll drop to throw. And unable to connect. They don't get the two-point conversion here. So unable to throw it in for two from the two. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a two-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage. Put your heels on the goal line at worst. And if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Well, probably not much that they can do at this point, CD. Down 3 scores late in the fourth quarter. This is going to be a little too much to overcome, you would think.
Yeah, they'll go down swinging, but in the end, I think we saw the writing on the wall a while back because one team was clearly better than the other in this one. And while it didn't quite reach blowout status, I think we knew who was going to win this one well before we got to this stage.
Here's Love. Forced out to his left. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down. Love. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
To pass, here's Jordan Love. Catch made by Watson on the out route. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. Give him 10 there. Good enough for a Packer first down. Throwing. Love. Short throw. He's got Kraft. And that's good for a gain of 6. And it's second down. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. On second down, Jacobs. And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. A loss of 8 that time, and it brings up third down.
You see that celebration from him after that stop? Those corners don't normally have the chance to get behind the line of scrimmage and hand them big losses. So when he got that opportunity, he certainly made it a memorable one.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. Love looking to throw it. He's going to let it fly. And this is caught inside the 5. And it's a Packers touchdown. Christian Watson, 57 yards. And the Packers have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. The Packers keeping the offense out there now as they'll go for 2. They'll try to run it with Jacobs. And he's going to get in for the score. And the lead now cut to 14. So time definitely not in their favor. Down 2 scores, but they'll try the onside kick. And this is going to be taken in by the Chargers, and it appears they're going to win this football. Solid, convincing win here in this one. We did have some excitement down to the very end, though. This game ended on a rare onside kick, but they didn't recover it.
And they were in great shape anyway, but going ahead and recovering, finishing things off, being part of that good hands team, it's an honor, but you want to make sure you do actually recover the ball.
Well, I'm just glad that it gave us a little something there at the end because this one was over beforehand.
You're right. You're exactly right. Down the stretch, last one. Yeah, that gives a little something to bounce out of here on.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaughan. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. With that, we say so long, everyone, from Lambeau.
Every time you see me, I look like Bucks. Pound my friends in a big black truck. show. Any visa for my leisure. Bliss. I don't do arguments in my relationships. I'm lit. You don't want me standing on this and say something. I'm rich. It don't make no sense how I make this. I'm lit. I don't do two-face unless the face card on my wrist. She get away. She get away.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay. Now the kicker, that's Cameron Dicker, set to get us started. And off we go from Lambeau. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback.
Come on, set. 52 blue. Steal. Check steal.
First carry for Josh Jacobs. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on second down.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Now Love. He has it complete to Christian Watson. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first. On 1st and 10, Love. But when this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr. And he brings this one back. It's a pick six and a Charger TD. So a big defensive play there on the opening drive, no less, as they make the interception and bring it back for the score.
And I think that's a signal for how this defense wants to play. They want to be disruptive, and you know they're going to take some chances.
Well, sometimes it can burn you, but right there, it paid off. And now on the heels of the pick six, here's their offense on the field sooner than intended as they'll try to make it 8-0. After the turnover, here's Herbert. And that is going to be caught. And it moves the lead to 8-0. Tell you what, they're not messing around. You get the quick touchdown, and then you go for 2 to go up 8-0 here on the road.
In a sense, they hit them with a big shot right away. You don't throw a jab after you throw the haymaker, right? Go ahead and go for 2. They did. They're in control.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Now a give to Jacobs running right. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 4 yards the pickup, first down. Running is Jacobs. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Now a carry for Jacobs. And this may be a carbon copy as he'll again be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
On third down, Love. That is incomplete.
Well, they've moved the ball okay here in these first two drives, but this one's going to, again, amount to nothing. They've got to start dialing up some plays that allow them to finish drives with points.
Love going to stay out there. They'll take a chance on fourth down.
Blue striker.
They'll try and throw for it here. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked up by Deion Henley.
And, partner, I think this is where long-term starters in the NFL separate themselves from the rest of the pack, because there's still 3 full quarters left in this one. More than enough time to move past a pair of early mistakes and find a way to lead your team to a win. Mental resiliency, a characteristic every NFL team's looking for in their quarterback.
On the run, this is J.K. Dobbins. And some space to move right away as he's all the way up to the 30. First and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. Here's Herbert. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
I think that's how this defense is going to need to play these tight ends. Again, get right up on them and stay physical. And that paid off on that play, helping force that incompletion.
Now a second and 10. Throwing again. Herbert. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. Heck of a broken tackle and able to work this down near the 23. Here is third down and 4. Back to throw. Herbert, short throw underneath to Hurst. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Now a first and 10 at the 11. They'll look to throw again. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
On second down, here's Herbert. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, that's one way you take away a first down as a defender. Make sure you have a little bit of physical play when the ball gets to the receiver. Find a way to jostle it free. They caught him off guard, force the incompletion.
Here comes the 7th play now of this drive as this is third and 10. Herbert back to the air. Oh, just a desperation heave there, and it's intercepted. And the Packers will take over here at their own 12-yard line.
And that felt like a little extra pressure on that third down attempt, and their mistake cost them points because they're inside the red zone. So you know you've got at least a field goal waiting for you. And in this case, they end up with nothing.
Here's a run on first down that won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. He will lose a yard. Second and 11. One quarter down, 8-0 the score. Back for the second quarter in Green Bay. It's the Packers in possession of the football. Working out of the gun. Love. As they've got it second down and 11. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. Looking to throw. Love. Pass caught. It's Romeo Doubs. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on third down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on first and 10. Here's Jacobs on first and 10. And he can only manage to get a couple. Second and 8 coming up.
early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Second down, Jacobs once more. And this will be a Packers first down as he's able to get this up past the 40.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled them up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be second down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Running it with Jacobs, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Love, they go play action now. He's going to launch this deep for Watson. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Christian Fulton. And the Chargers are going to take over at their own 11-yard line.
Well, I tell you, Brandon, this ball's intercepted, but it is third down. So the silver lining is that since this is so far down the field and there wasn't a big run back associated with it, really this kind of works like a punt. It's not an altogether bad result.
They'll start on the ground with Dobbins. Now this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. 8-0 our score with 2 minutes left in the second quarter. Second down and a little more than a yard here. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Incomplete.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
Herbert wants to throw it on 3rd and 1. That is caught, and he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. They only needed 1 yard on third down. They get 10 instead by going to the air. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down. They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Here's Herbert. He'll swing this out to Dobbins. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. To the air again, Herbert. He'll dump this off, complete to Dobbins. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Here we go on 4th. Herbert. And they're going to try the screen. It's complete. Into space at the 45. And finally brought down at the 43. So after the big play on 4th, here's 1st and 10. Herbert. Poor throw there, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Xavier McKinney. And the Packers are going to get it back here just shy of the 20. Following the interception, Love. That's complete. He finds Jaden Reed. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Call that a very strong gain of 24. Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. Now this aired out deep for Reed. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
If I'm making excuses, and I am, sometimes the sun can be difficult on a ball like that. That looked like it was going to be right there, but it's in and out of his hands. And a potential big play goes by the wayside.
On third down, here comes Jacobs. And he will have the first down as he gets this to the 47. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number one. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. To throw now. Here's Love. Oh, that one sailed a bit, but the catch is still made. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. Right hash mark, a 42-yard attempt. The kick by McManus is good. And they get on the board, trailing now 8-3. Well, still some climbing left to do to get back to even, but forcing a turnover and getting the field goal there, that's a small step toward erasing the early deficit.
Absolutely. That interception field goal, that's the beginning of what they hope will be several steps towards erasing that deficit and building a lead of their own by the time this game is over.
And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Charger drive about to get going. And they'll have time for one play. There's 2 seconds on the clock. And now this throw incomplete. And that is how this first half will come to an end. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. So the Chargers will start the second half with the lead and the football as we're underway in the third quarter. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Charger drive about to get going. And despite the turnovers, Charles, and they had multiple in that first half, they still have the lead as they begin this third quarter.
And they probably heard some conflicting tones at the half, don't you think? A lot of praise for what they did to get this lead, but also a little bit of scolding because they got to take better care of the football in the second half. But you and I both know the great leaders, they know how to give that little bit of vinegar in there and cover it with a big dose of honey.
Here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. A 5-yard pass on the heels of a 5-yard run. Good enough for the first.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and put the down marker back to 1.
And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37. So from the 37, here's a second down and 9. Now it's Herbert. Short throw to Disley. Oh, he sheds himself free. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
And I feel a little bit like a traitor as a former defender because that big man did not want to go down and refused to go down. If you're a defender and you'll get the right angle on a big tight end like him, he can run right through you like you're not even there, and he did a lot of that on that play.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Justin Herbert looking to pass. Now a deep one for Johnston. And this is caught and all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Quentin Johnston, 44 yards. And they are able to add on to their advantage. That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the third quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you have taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
And no, it falls incomplete. So the two-point conversion, no good. Now, after the Dicker field goal, he's back out, ready to send it away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Well, the opposition laid down the challenge and opening drive touchdown here to start the second half. And, Charles, now you feel like this group needs to get an answer because this all of a sudden is a two-score game.
Yeah, you're right about that. What was a small, manageable spread to overcome, a little bit more daunting now. I think you're exactly right. Pressure is on because you don't want them getting the ball back with a chance to really extend this lead out.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
They're going to empty the backfield here, so you know this ball's likely to come out quick. They let the four outside receivers run deeper routes, and then let the tight end just make a beeline across the formation. He's able to make the catch and turn it into good yardage and a first down.
Stuffing him behind the line there. That's Deion Henley. Really nice play.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Love from the gun. He finds his man, complete. That's Jacobs. No yardage to speak of whatsoever. Leads to a third down. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. Love now. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 37. And they're able to convert on third with a solid gain of 23.
And that's one of the better plays we've seen this offense put together so far. They haven't been able to get on track much at all. But listen, they're only down a couple of scores with the rest of this quarter and the entire fourth remaining. So, stranger things have happened.
Back to the running game with Jacobs. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Second down, Love. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Love from the gun on third down. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. One incompletion, two incompletion. They're going for more.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Touchdown, Packers! Jaden Reed, 35 yards. And the Packers have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a one-score game here in the fourth.
And that's what these guys have done all game long because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now, we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense because they're going to need to find some way to get the...
And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. And I guess the touchdown wasn't enough. They want the onside kick as well. And this will not work out. The Chargers able to recover. And, he takes a shot at the end of that play. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. Back to throw here, Herbert. Got an open man, it's Josh Palmer. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. A give up the middle to Dobbins. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. And no move to get Herbert off the field. They're going for this. They're going for it with Dobbins. And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. The 4th down play doesn't work for the Chargers. And the Packers D comes up with a big stop. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And can they take advantage? Their defense got the 4th down stop, and now they're hoping to find the end zone. A field goal wouldn't be enough to erase this 4th quarter deficit. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. They will run the draw with Jacobs. And he'll just plow right into a host of tacklers. Nothing there at all, and it'll be 2nd and 10. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. The bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they keep handing it to him.
He has a 1st down, and that catch will also put him over 100 yards receiving now on the afternoon. Back to throw. Love. He finds his man. Complete. That's Jacobs. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. 2nd and 6 coming up. Jacobs going to try the middle. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Josh Jacobs taking it in from the 20. And the Packers have taken a 4th quarter lead.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run. And one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit. But for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball, too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker.
And he'll get into the end zone. So now a field goal would only tie as they up their lead to 3. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. From his end zone, here's Darius Davis. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. This is 1st and 10. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Dobbins with it. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Herbert to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. Like I guess you can't be afraid to take those chances late in the game. He tried to fit that one in there. Nice job, though, defensively.
But to your point, it was a nice job of knocking the ball away. But you're also right. You can't be afraid to take those chances. That means your guys going downfield to catch the ball, they've got to elevate their game and come down with these in order to keep your offense moving.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. Being chased out left. And he is going to get out of bounds with the first down, so that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the first and save a timeout.
And what a big play, because now you're guaranteed at least a shot at extending this one. He had the 40-yard line picked out as his bare minimum to give them some kind of a game-tying attempt, and he got there. Excellent determination on that scramble, and it might just help them snatch away a victory.
And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. Now Herbert. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Picked off by Quay Walker. And into the end zone. It's a pick 6 and a Packer touchdown. And so much for the game-winning 2-minute drive. I think that interception return there pretty much seals the deal.
And one thing to keep in mind, in this situation with the score that close, defense isn't backing off and just giving you easy throws. They're playing aggressively as well, and they end up picking that one off and sealing the deal for themselves.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. Here's Darius Davis on the return. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Herbert. He gets this underneath to Dobbins, and he'll be taken down as that'll net him only about a gain of 9. Throwing, Herbert. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, we knew this was going to be a tall order anyway, down 2 scores with this little time remaining, but that interception puts an end to any hopes that they have.
All right, partner, work with me here because obviously scoring a touchdown, getting the onside kick, then going down, scoring again, well, that's asking a lot, isn't it? And that's really not a great expectation to begin with. I think they'll look back on this game and see what got them in this spot in the first place and say to themselves, we really gave this game away.
Now 2nd and 5.
Watch out now, 50 Fury.
That one looks like he'll throw here. He's going to launch this deep for Watson. It's caught inside the 25. And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome, but a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top.
Well, somebody lit a fire under that